Hello and welcome to this week's energy update. I'm super excited because big changes are happening. There's some huge shifts. We're going to go over how your entire world is being shifted to part of your destiny in your career and business and what you're really here to do in your dharma. Secondly, we're going to dive into a call-in question from a woman who says her kind of business is being destroyed right now. It's kind of crumbling before her eyes, and what's happening from a universal perspective, from a spiritual psychology perspective at a subconscious level. And then lastly, the universal law of this week is the law of correlation. So let's do this thing. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Hi there and welcome. I'm Dr. Erin. You can call me Dr. E. We come together each week to know the truth, to live on spiritual principle, and to align with universal law. We know that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world. And together we are awakening the world. So on this podcast is the very first time again that we are doing this podcast to come out on Sunday. However, it's for the whole week. So no matter if you're listening on Sunday or Thursday, doesn't matter, because it is specific distinctions, because we know that doing a spiritual practice together makes it more fun. We have more support, and that we get to get our energy right and our mind right around what's actually happening in the world, what's happening on a cosmic level, what's happening. And so each week we also go over the universal law of the week. There's only one universal law. It's the law of love, the law of oneness, the law of cause and effect. No matter what the name you want to call it, it's really how we're manifesting. And so we go over one of those 52 distinctions every week here as well. And just before we begin, you can grab the universal law calendar below. You can kind of study along throughout the year, journaling and doing all the work together. And then if you're somebody who's ready to go into the community, you can find those links below as well. Okay, let's do this, you guys. So this week, it's some interesting energy. And I want to just tell a personal story first and how it relates to what's going on in the world. Big changes are happening. Yes, good and bad, because all of life is relative. But so I was driving up to Santa Barbara this week. I'm from Santa Barbara, and I went up there for some meetings and just to pattern interrupt for the day. And this whole last month, I've been working on, we're launching out our first membership. We've had Soul Society, the community, and Spiritual Psychology School for many years, but we've never launched an actual membership. And here I was driving up to Santa Barbara super early because I'm an early bird. I get up and leave about 5:45 so I don't have to have any traffic. And I was driving down the road and I was thinking about the astrology of this last little bit. And we're going in, Saturn is going into Aries, it's gone in there. And what this really is around is kind of like our destiny. We're going to be shifting into the structure and how we do our business and our career and even our dharma, our legacy of our lifetime, the work we're here to do. And really, it's shifting to really what is bold action of alignment for our destiny. So here I was driving up, and it was this gorgeous, beautiful morning in Southern Cal. We get a lot of fog these days. They manipulate the weather a lot. So to get a sunny, gorgeous, clear day is like, you just soak it up. So I'm driving up the 101, and I was thinking about, I was thinking about my heart. I was thinking about how many people will be supported in the membership, of just being able to know spiritual practice, knowing universal law, having 30-day challenges, the workshops, all that good stuff. And it dawned on me, because I've been doing certification for many years, but I was like, wow, imagine if this membership actually got bigger than the certification. I was thinking, wow, that really is Saturn in Aries, meaning that it really is about aligning to more of a destiny that's happening. And so I share this with you because this is happening across the board. Usually there's a theme that comes in each week, and it comes through some channeled messages. It's coming through what's happening in astrology. And I like to share these out each week to have it make sense for you. And because this week, there's a couple big things happening astrologically. Okay, I want to show us. First of all, we go into the first quarter moon, which is in Virgo, which I love. I'm a Virgo. And I think Virgo is very misunderstood. I call it the perfectionist, but really it's a lot of organization and making things better. So I actually invite you, as we go into the new first quarter of the new moon, to really think about What was your intention going in for this new moon, for this 28-day cycle, right? What was your intention? And are you on track for this? Getting structure around it, but also getting spiritual practice and manifesting around it. Where are you? Getting more organized, saying no to things that aren't in alignment with your intention, and saying yes more to what's in alignment with that. So I'm driving up to Santa Barbara and I'm thinking also about, what can I do that's even more in alignment with what is really my big intention, which is bringing truth to the world. And some of the big things I think about with the membership, even, or any of the things we're doing, is when it is a destiny. In my opinion, it's beyond even our own status, right? It's a destiny for the collective. So even the membership is something I go, wow, it's not even just about me. Imagine all the leaders that will rise up in the school to teach within the membership. Imagine how many different like leaders and teachers and things that are going to come, and the truth and support around the world. And that's really the energetic going on. So I say this for yourself, where in your life are you feeling like, wow, this is actually destiny, And so that brings me to this week's call-in, which is a gal who actually called in. And don't let me forget, I want to go back to one thing that's happening astrologically this week as well. So this call-in, she's actually not exactly a call-in. She's actually a client that I was working with, and she said, what am I supposed to do? My business is crumbling. Like literally, her business was crumbling in front of her. She's in real estate, and all these projects are just disappearing. And I had to remind her, and she had to have the revelation again of knowing that as we began to do the deep, deep work, she's actually, her destiny is to work with people who are, dealing with overcoming addiction, not the initial stages. Because when someone's first going into addiction recovery, sometimes they need to go into rehab, sometimes they need medical help. But beyond that, when they're really recovering from addiction. So in this, knowing that her business, her real estate business was crumbling, right? It actually was her soul that was awakening and getting more clear of what her actual soul's purpose is and what her legacy and dharma is to do on this world. So this is very common. People start freaking out like, oh, I got fired from a job or my business is crumbling. Well, that's because you decided that you were ready to actually live your soul's purpose. And so what happens is the universe conspires. Whatever you declare into it, when you declare you're ready to be that coach and that practitioner to help people who are overcoming addiction, then all of a sudden, whatever you're not doing that's in alignment with that soul's purpose is going to crumble. Okay. So this time right now is like that. It may not be crumbling, but all of a sudden something new may be birthed within your company, right? A new pivot, something new within your existing business. Or if the business is in alignment with your soul's purpose, it will literally crumble away. Okay. So that's really what's happening from a collective right now. We're seeing old systems go away. We're seeing new, consciousness, business, and things beginning to activate. And so we have to know it's always just truth. It doesn't even really matter what's happening astrologically. Yes, it plays into the energetics, but truth always exists no matter what's happening in astrology. I always say that you can read your chart all the time, but you also can just get in alignment with universal law, and you're going to do the same thing. Okay. So you don't have to get so obsessed and have readings per se. You can literally just align with truth and align with universal law. Okay. So before we go on to the universal law of the week, I want to also say that there is an energy portal this week, and it is June 3rd. Okay. June 3rd is what's considered a 369 portal, which is huge. Okay. Nikola Tesla used to talk about this, really important. And so June 3rd, right? So you have the 6th month of the year, you have the 3rd, and then where's the 9, right? 3, 6, and 9. You have the 3rd of June. June is a 6th month of the year, and the 9 is when you add together 2025. So 369 is a rare and spiritually significant portal. Okay. So this is all about the 3 represents creative expression, the 6 represents love, and the 9 represents really and truly a completion, a higher purpose for completion. We're in a 9 year, so this is a completion year as well. And so we know that these are the little portals that come through. Okay, we're numerologically, astrologically, all lines to universal law. So again, you don't need to know numerology, you don't need to know astrology, and you don't need to know universal law. It's also intuitive. If you go deep into meditation or prayer, you will also come to truths as well. well of aligning to truth. Okay. So it's all in you. It's all in you. Okay. So remember a couple energy updates ago. So go all in, right? Go all in to that source. Okay. So what does this mean exactly? This means on June 3rd, you may consider really going deeper into processes. Okay. So I believe Sunday's the first, second, third is Tuesday. We have all of our calls, and so often the portals end on Tuesday. All the transformation work we do is on Tuesday. And that's why I do it on Tuesday, because it's Transformation Tuesday. That is the energy of that day. And so that's why we do all the deep work. So we will be doing deep 369 portal work on Tuesday in the school, in the certification stuff. Okay. So then finally, this week, going into the universal law of the week, which is the law of correlation. So this law basically is all about witnessing the boomerang effect of your life. So it's simple. It's the universe literally just reflects back. And the most powerful energy of the entire universe is what? Love. So when we give love, not just in love of an intimate relationship, but love, when we love our business, when we love giving value to clients, when we love a city, when we love our food, when we're focusing on what we do love, we're magnifying, and it is a correlation. It's correlating back. Okay. So we've been doing some of the 40-day of abundance in our school as well, things like that. So we're recognizing where we give out, it exponentially gives back. And that brings me to another story. So we've been doing 40 days of abundance. Every day I've been giving either tithing, money, my talents or gifts or love or prayer or whatever it is, giving exponentially out. And when I went to Santa Barbara this week, I was driving up all that stuff, and it was so fascinating because when I love to go to this one resort in the morning. It's Rosewood. It's where it's called Miramar Beach. And I get there at like 7 a.m. So no one's even like, there's barely anybody there at all. And I love it because it's a sacred place. I have the whole place to myself. I do a little bit of meditation, prayer. I get some food. I work a little. I go for a walk on the beach, whatever it is. And I go into the hotel. And I thought, well, I think I'm going to get some breakfast. I don't typically eat early in the morning that early, but I was like, I just felt like it. So I walked into the restaurant, and there's one lady sitting eating, and it's a dear friend. I haven't seen her for a while. So she invites me to sit down. We had breakfast, and she insisted on paying for the breakfast, getting my breakfast for me, which was such a gift. And I received, and it was beautiful. And then I had this incredible woman who I'm dear friends with, Lisa Smith Jules. And she, we've known each other for many years, but she gifted me a necklace years ago. And I was commenting on her stuff, and she said, come, I'd love to give you a necklace, because she knows I'll shout it out and probably have hopefully more abundance coming her way in her business. Well, she's like, I want you to know that I have watched your stuff for so many years, and you're the only person that I love to listen to your podcast. You bring me so much joy, and you're the only person that I would ever consider having as kind of like a spokesperson or the person on the website. And I would love it if I could, have you have your pictures and have someone take pictures of you. And I want to gift you. She gifted me a bunch of necklaces, the most gorgeous necklaces. We said, yes, I'm going up there this Friday for a photo shoot for her thing, because I love jewelry so much. But it's not my business, because my business is to teach spiritual psychology coaching and E4 method and universal law. So I said, yes, I'm super excited. And it was just this demonstration. It was a demonstration of the abundance. It was a demonstration also that if I love jewelry, then I should be exponentially bringing it to the world and showing the beautiful power and empowerment and just the luxury and the abundance around it as well. So it's like a destiny as well. And whatever comes out of that comes out of that, right? So I say this because big changes are happening in a good way, always a good way, not just the bad crumbling of all the fear mongering that people have, but big changes are happening. And I want you to witness, and it might seem like a little thing, but think about how the little changes right now can be snowball effect into huge things in your business and in your dharma and in your purpose and calling. And so I know this week is a week of really huge shifts. Some things have to crumble away. Some things have to just pivot, whatever that is. But big changes are happening because the universe is having big, huge quantum shifts from even a planetary perspective. And everything is happening from the inside out, right? The universal law of correlation teaches us that the outer world is a feedback of what's happening on the inner world. Okay. There's never failure. There's really just alignment and misalignment. Okay. And the results are never problems. There's patterns to help us awaken. So just witness this week as you witness whatever's coming back. Where are you not giving love? Where are you giving frustration and confusion and resistance? And that's reflecting back, right? Where are you out of alignment? And that's going to reflect back also as problems or as crumbling away, okay? Everything is a correlation. Remember that the currency of money is getting in the currency, giving and receiving. If you're not giving, then you're not going to be receiving. Okay. So if you're complaining and like, I'm not getting money, well, it's because you're not giving money. There's no flow. You need more and more flow as we go through this. Life is a flow. You're not attached. We don't get to take any of this with us. We get to express, we get to experience and flow with all of it. So I'm knowing divine abundance. I'm knowing great, big, huge change on the inner world and on the external world. Let's come together, taking our hands together, taking a deep breath in, connecting the right and left hemisphere of the brain, connecting the heart and the head, coming to that heart rate variability, the coherence within. I recognize the Merkaba within. I recognize the infinite life source within. I recognize there's only abundance. I recognize all of life is a mirror correlation. I recognize big shifts are happening. I recognize that whatever is happening right here, right now, is the unfoldment of the true self. And so I know a powerful, powerful week. As together we say, and so it is. And so it is. Okay, you guys. So this is so fun. I enjoy this podcast so much. You can come each week. The podcast is literally between 11 minutes and 22 minutes. You can come in, get your mind right. You can watch this on or listen to it across all the different podcast things. You can come on this new channel of the videos here as well. You can listen. You can grab a universal law calendar. Get it on your calendar at 11:11 PST on Sunday. You can read the whole universal law of the week, embody that each week. You can come and listen to this again, just 11 to 22 minutes. Have your girlfriends listen to it. Have your guy friends listen to it. Get your mind together. Let's make it a really fun game together. Okay. And I'd love to have you come into the membership. We're launching that very shortly out. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And if you're somebody who is ready to get certified in universal law, in spiritual psychology, practitioner coaching, and E4 method, you can grab the link below as well and come and work with me more. Okay. Have a beautiful, blessed day, you guys. And may you live the truth.